My name is Bill Scavarla. I'm the owner and winemaker here at Harmony Hill Vineyards. The vineyards were established in 2001. My wife and I run the operation here. The winery was bonded in October of 2003. We produce about 1,000 cases a year. And today is kind of special because we have Ohio Proud here with the kitchen on wheels. And a lot of the members from the Ohio Department of Agriculture here today. We've been members and partners of Ohio Proud since the very beginning. I guess we're now looking at our 5th or 6th year with Ohio Proud. We have always been very much local oriented, supporting both the local artisans and the local vegetable growers and just the local folks in general whenever we possibly can. So Ohio Proud is right up our alley. It's all about Ohio, as you know. It's about sharing and promoting each other, and basically that's why we really are geared towards Ohio Proud. If you just look around the winery, you'll see the Ohio Proud logo just about everywhere. To me, it's extremely important that we have the grapes, that we grow the grapes right here to make the wine. There are a lot of wineries that are making really, really good wine in the state of Ohio. A lot of them are bringing grapes in from the outside, so they're not truly estate wineries. We are truly an estate winery. We do grow all the fruit here, even for our fruit wines, our dessert wines, the blueberries, the peaches, and the blackberries. And that's above and beyond what you see behind me in the grapes. So we're pretty much geared towards, if we can't produce it from what we have here in the vineyard, we just don't make any more, and we run out of it at the end of the summer, and we frequently do that, this summer being no exception. We'll most likely run out of wine by the end of August. At least our 2 favorite white wines will be gone. Our grape growing process is essentially what we have here is we have 3,500 vines, and they're all grafted grapevines. Which means that it's a variety of grapes, a Vidal Blanc, that is grafted onto a rootstock that does real well here in the Ohio River Valley. We hand manage, everything is done by hand, be it pruning that starts the beginning of February and extends for 12 or 13 weeks out here, or whether it's harvesting grapes. The grapes are all harvested by hand as well. To me, that's pretty critical because it gives me control over what it is that actually goes into the wine. So if there are grapes that aren't ripe enough for my liking, they get dropped to the ground and they get left for the birds, and that way it allows me to control the quality of the grape that goes into our product. So our wines are all very good. Well, the interesting thing is if you look at a globe and you put your finger on the Cincinnati, on the Ohio River Valley, and you spin that globe around in circles, if you go horizontally to find out where the other major grape growing regions in the world are, it's very comparable to what we have here in the Ohio River Valley, because you have Napa to the west and you have France and Germany to the east. So, I mean, we're essentially on the same horizontal plane as some of the world-renowned grape growing regions. And the other thing you have to remember is that the Ohio grape industry, this country's grape industry actually started here in the Ohio River Valley. Nicholas Longworth, back in the 1850s, he had 3,000 acres of grapes grown along the Ohio River Valley from Cincinnati all the way out to New Richmond, which is an expanse of probably 30 or 40 miles. He had 3,000 acres of grapes. He was at that time considered the father of the American wine industry, and still to this day considered the father of the American wine industry. People get confused. They think, well, Napa is the place where it all started. Napa didn't come around till the 60s. It was right here in the Ohio River Valley that we really started cranking out the wine back in the mid-1800s. Now, after that, you had Prohibition, you had the Civil War, you had a blight that came out of Europe that kind of devastated a lot of Nicholas Longworth's vines. But the basic growing conditions are still the same as they were back then. He grew Catawba. His wines were known around the world. His golden wedding was served to the King of France and the Emperor of China, and so we have an enormous grape growing history in the Ohio River Valley. What I'm concentrating on doing here is we're concentrating on not allowing the vineyard to become so overburdening that the quality of the fruit goes down. So right now we're at about 3,500 vines, and that's probably right about where we're going to stay. I don't plan to get any bigger. We're producing anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 cases a year of wine. We're only open for 4 or 5 months out of the year, and I pretty much want to keep it that way. I like the fact that people can come here. They know me by name. I know them by name. They're customers that have been loyal to us from the very beginning. It isn't at all unusual to have on a Friday night 200, 350 people here at the winery. Today is going to be a little bit slow because of the weather, but as far as the wine industry in the state of Ohio and the production of fruit, I have personally mentored a couple vineyard people down here in the valley just to try to get more grape acreage planted. I think the more the merrier. I think the more wineries the merrier. People say, well, aren't you concerned about the competition? The way I look at it, there is no competition in this industry. Everybody does everything a little bit different. So I don't feel that any of the wineries down here in the valley are my competition. In fact, we have a great cooperative working experience between all of us. So it works out really well.